Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. It has been a while. I haven't been making videos. It's been really crazy on my end, but I'm not going to get into all that right now because we have a matter of the utmost importance. Because Spin Master Toys, the same company who created the Superman movie action figures, is doing a series of Batman based on the 1989 movie. Now, I guess they had previously released a Batmobile with a Batman figure that had come out, and that had been available for a little bit. I don't know if that was a Target exclusive. I think it was, but that had been out for a little bit, and now they are making single carded figures. So there's a new Batman, there is the Joker, Bob the Goon, and for the first time ever, an action figure of Vicki Vale. I can't believe it. But let's talk a little bit more about this and look at some pictures. These have been showing up online everywhere, and they are found, sort not hidden, I would say, but you have to kind of look through their DC selection on Spin Master website, and you will come across these pictures. Now we'll take a look at Batman first. Now it's probably not even worth noting this, but they are listed as 4-inch figures on the Spin Master website. Say the Superman ones, for example, are listed in the proper 3.75 scale, so I'm not sure why they did 4-inch. I'm sure it's the same scale, but it does say that if you happen to notice it. But the sort of thing that everybody's noticing right off the bat, no pun intended, are the backer cards because they don't have the likeness, the actual picture of the actor. This is not Michael Keaton here, but it's also strangely a close-up sort of artwork rendition of the toy itself, which you don't really see often, and it does come off a little bit strange to have this real close-up of it. I'm not sure why they went with this rather than maybe one single shot from the movie. Maybe it is that expensive they couldn't even do one shot for all four cards like they did with Superman. Just maybe putting the logo big or something. I don't know, but it does look a little off. But if I get these, which I plan to, I probably just would take these off the card anyway. But it is something that people are pointing out. So the figure, it has a bit of a gray suit. I mean, we know it's supposed to be all black, so it is a little weird to see it. It's kind of Super Friends-ish, which is okay, but it definitely isn't an all black suit. It has a bit more of the gray into it, so it does look a little more cartoonish. Again, this kind of looks like maybe they have to skirt full likeness issues, maybe even the suit itself, they had to adjust it a little bit. So that is one thing that you will notice. So he does come with an accessory, and it is that grappling gun that he uses. Looks like it'll fit in his hand and everything. We'll see if, if that's the actual case. Sometimes these modern day accessories, especially of these retro types, aren't quite fitting. So we'll see. But that is what he comes with. Here is a close up and a side shot and a good close up of that grappling gun that he comes with. A little bit of paint application on it, so it's not one solid color. It's got a little bit of the yellow on there. So let's take a look at the differences between the Batman figure released with the Batmobile versus the single carded Batman figure. There's supposed to be a few differences. So here we have the Batman figure from the Batmobile released on the left, and then on the right is the single carded. Now, first off, you can see that there is a color difference. I don't know if that's just the photography, if that's really how it's going to look, but the grays in the suit do look a little bit different. And the other thing is that the Batman that is single carded will come with the grappling gun. The other Batman with the Batmobile will not. Now, the major difference that I see is that the Batmobile version on the left will come with the cloth cape so that he could sit down actually in the Batmobile, whereas the single carded is a rubber cape. And I guess that's a really pliable rubber cape. I'm looking at it like close up where you can see where the arm is up and everything. It looks like it's kind of molding to it. So it must be really, really rubbery. I would have just liked it both being the cloth. I know sometimes that cloth is a little thin. People don't really like that, but I would have been okay with that. I think it looks a little bit better with the cloth cape, a little bit more movement. I'm not really into the static rubber capes that don't really have a lot of movement or a little too heavy. And next, here we are, finally, at long last. It's only taken since 1989 to finally get an action figure of Vicki Vale, played by Kim Basinger. Now, again, is it a full likeness of her? Does it look exactly like the actress? I mean, not really. It does just look like it's a generic sort of toy version. But I think they did really well, and I'm just happy that this is finally happening. I can't believe it. Again, it may be a likeness issue, a rights issue, maybe it just is too expensive. So I think they did a good enough job with creating this figure. Maybe looking somewhat different, but you know who it is, and it's it's still there. You can still understand who it is. Now I noticed people were talking about the articulation that she will have this sort of plastic skirt on her, so she may not really be movable in the legs. Sometimes they do it now with the skirt. There's just a cut there in the legs, so the legs are fully movable. So I'm not sure why they did this rather than go with something like that so that it would have full 5 points of articulation. So she's not going to be fully movable, but she does have most of the articulation there. It doesn't look like her head's going to move very much either. Now she does come with an accessory, and it is her camera, and it just fits over her neck. There's a little cut like in the top, and you just kind of put it under her hair. So honestly, I think this is really cool. I think this is finally about time we finally have a figure of her, and it will go very much with these other figures that are coming out. Again, maybe a little more Super Friends feeling, but I think it's about time. Finally, we have her in some sort of line anywhere. I'll take it. And next is Bob the Goon, played by Prince Adam for this for this version of the movie. So I guess people are making this comparison. He really does not look like the actor in the movie. The hair is a little off. The colors, the jacket's a much more vibrant purple. Could have been maybe a little bit darker. I don't know why that is. Again, I'm thinking likeness, but Mezco's doing their own line of figures, and of course, Joker does not look like Jack Nicholson. I mean, that's apparently the rumor is it's just very, very difficult to get his likeness on any kind of thing. But the way Mezco handled Bob the Goon was maybe a little bit better. It has swap out parts and all that, which is actually pretty cool. And then the OG figure didn't quite look. I mean, of course, this was back in the day, so it just looked like it was gonna. It looked like it was gonna look, but I would say that was even a little bit more true to it than this version. Also worth noting is the hat is an accessory, but there's no weapons. Again, back in the day, it did come with a weapon, and there isn't. I know there's like a whole anti-weapon thing, and I understand the point certainly, but I don't know for this stuff. It just seems a little strange. So I guess we're not going to get those kinds of things with figures like this. So I suppose if you like it, great. If you don't, understood. But it is another figure that is in the series. So that's not too much that comes with this, and the look's a little off. So that's going to be up to you if you really want to get it or not. And finally, we have the Joker himself in his main Joker outfit. He's got the purple jacket, the orange shirt, and there have been a couple of figures based on this. The Mezco one looks like this. The OG figure kind of goes with this look as well. He's got the flower, the acid flower on his lapel. It does not squirt water. These toys did, but I don't believe this one does. And you could see again, it's not the likeness of Jack Nicholson. It is more of the old school toy. So it seems it's going to be all we're going to get for at least quite a while. But you know what? It works. That's what we're used to at this point. He does come with two accessories: his cane and his hat. So I'm kind of surprised, Bob the Goon or even the rest of them didn't come with two accessories. They probably could have added one more thing each. Don't know the price point of these yet. Don't know, when exactly they're going to be available. I know the Batman with the Batmobile was still up for pre-order. It's like should be October, November, maybe December that comes out. So it's not exactly out yet, but it should be coming soon. So not sure when these are going to be. And again, these look to be that they're going to be Target exclusive for the four of these figures. Now, there's nothing saying if there's going to be more. There's only four of these, but with the Superman line, there were actually six of the main thing with one sort of chase one. And here's only 4 of Batman, so we don't know if there's going to be any more, if it's just going to be these 4, or if there's going to be more down the line. Now, I would love to see Alicia with the mask or something like that. I mean, she is not Harley Quinn, but I feel like she was a precursor to Harley Quinn, maybe a little bit of an inspiration. So it would be really cool to get a figure of her as well. They could probably do variants, like they could do the makeup, Joker with the regular face, and I don't know if they would do color changing thing, but make it look like it's melting or something like that. They could do like that mime Joker one. I mean, there's different ones that they could really do. They could do Alfred. We don't have Alfred. So it would be nice to see some more, but so far it's only these 4. So thank you for joining me. You're going to have to keep your eyes peeled. There's not a date yet for this set to be released, but it is being rumored as a Target exclusive and probably going to be kind of soon, at least for pre-order, because the Batmobile version is going to be coming out soon. So keep your eyes open, and I will see you next time.